Congratulations on your win. You were a UFC winner. How does it feel?
Feels good, but I feel really bad actually. I'm tired.
So it's just tired. That's all that you feel?
Yeah.
I mean, that's to be expected, right?
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about how this fight came about, because it obviously wasn't happening as of a few days ago.
Well, I was in Uzbekistan enjoying some family time. Obviously, I wasn't really training the sports that I supposed to train. Um, I've been usually, I've been fighting with my managers like, hey, when am I get my call? I want my UFC debut already. I'm 25. It's about that time. But it came, and I had to answer the phone. Like, no matter what I was, they called me on Monday, and then Tuesday morning, I left Uzbekistan Tuesday morning, and then I got to Vegas Wednesday 7 p.m. and I got to make the weight. I had to make weight on Thursday and Friday. I missed weight. I understand. It never happened to me before. I never ever missed weight in my life. Like, I've been training since I'm 9 years old, 18 years, almost, wrestling, judo, and everything. I never missed weight in my life. Even my last fight, I made 135, 134.5 for my championship fight. It's just one of those days. Like, I wish I didn't miss weight, but it is what it is.
I don't think anybody blames you. I think we all kind of knew the circumstances going into that. I heard that it was a 30-hour flight. Is that correct?
I would say like 36.
Oh my goodness.
And I almost missed the flight in Moscow too, because I had to switch airport from one to another one. That's like 2 hours drive in the traffic. The driver had to break some rules.
So was all of that worth it? All of the, things the hoops you had to jump through, was it worth it to get here today?
Of course, of course. I'm a fanboy, I've been a fan of the UFC all my life. Even the high school days, I remember like cutting weight for like a tournaments. I used to run and then imagine that I'm walking out the cage for the UFC. I don't know, it was just something that I always want to be here. Like, no matter what, I always wanted to be here.
So outside of the win, what was the most exciting part of this whole trip? Did you meet anybody that was exciting, or any moment?
The more exciting is that the treatment that UFC treats you, it's amazing. It's like, I can't even put in words. It's like, it means so much to me. Uh, it's just the treatment, the way they treat you. There's so many people around you, like, respectful. It just makes you feel it just makes you feel like you're somebody. It's just like, it's really good.
So it sounds like you're on a call with somebody. Have you already called home and celebrated?
Yeah, I'm talking to my dad, my parents. Here, that's my parents here, mom and dad.
What do they have to say?
Oh, they just watching me.
Were they watching the fights, or are they?
Yeah, they were watching the fights.
What do your parents think about you being a UFC fighter?
Oh, they don't really understand that. I don't know, because I've been telling. I was supposed to be in California getting ready for this short call, but they were like, just they would keep begging me to come and come. I'm like, yo, listen, like, this is my life. Like, let me make my debut and then I'll go. And then eventually I had to go. I just be with him a little bit, and then I got the call and I was like, actually, I told my dad, I'm like, you see, I told you I had to be here, but it is what it is.
So now that you've been in there, you've had your first fight. Was it what you expected?
Oh, of course. I knew it was gonna be a hard fight. All my life I never had an easy route. Never ever. I never had an easy fight in my life. Never. I always been the underdog. I always been the guy that who the people will always count me out. There's obviously coaches around me. Ricky Ledesma, my boxing coach, who never left my side. I have another coach, jiu-jitsu coach, that who helped me. He did help me a lot. His name is Pablo Alfonso from Warriors Camp, Idaho. I did train. I did train with Ricardo Lamas as well. In Chicago. I mean, I left a lot of people behind me until I got here. I had to be selfish. I had ups and downs. I had to be selfish. I left a lot of people behind me. I had to always look for a better opportunity, better coaches, better gym. It is what it is. No disrespect to nobody. I love everybody. It's just like I had to do what I had to do. Because when you don't have money, when you're broke, nobody's gonna help you. It's only you and God. I've been there and I know.
So is the plan to stay here for a little bit, maybe get another fight, or do you want to go home right away?
Oh no, I live in America. I live in California. I went back home just to visit family. I go back home every 2 3 years. I mean I live here. It just I'm gonna go home. Relax a little bit. But I need to get back to training. I didn't really train for this fight. I didn't really train. Maybe I was training like 2 3 times a week. Just running, just doing. Actually, my little cousin, 15 years old. He's coming up to 15 years old. He was holding me pads. Like he doesn't even know how to hold pads, but I was telling him what to do. That's what I was doing. The rest is the history.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Only one for me. You definitely showed a lot of heart out there. How much more improvement would we see if you actually had the time to have a proper training camp and didn't have to get off a jet, and 24 hours later be in a fight? Did you feel jet lag sort of through this whole week as well?
I mean, I think I'm young. That's why it didn't really affect me that much. But yeah, actually, like 2 days before, I mean, Thursday morning, I was like, time difference, I was still sleeping and then my body was just moving. It is what it is, no excuse. That I'm sorry that I missed weight. It never happened to me in my life. No, I'm sorry to Team Jones, whatever his name is, I forgot. I didn't mean to miss weight, but it just happened. But I don't really think I'm in my prime yet. Once I hit my prime, I think I still have 2 3 years to hit my prime. Some people hit their prime late, but I guess you could look at me. I'm not a big guy. I'm just a regular small guy. But once I hit my prime, I'm gonna be a problem.
And since it was such a short notice, was there any particular game plan coming in, or did you just want to come out there and make sure you did what you needed to do?
Oh, I had no game plan. I was like, I want to ask my coaches. I'm like, hey, how should I start the fight? I want to keep asking that, but I'm like, whatever. I'm gonna just go and fight. It just fight went on, and I had no game plan. I just, at the end of the day, you know how to fight. You know how to fight. I just looked at it as a street fight. I'm like, let's make this as a street fight. Since I've been a kid, even back at home in Uzbekistan, like I'd be walking to school, some kid, like older guy, be like, hey, you want to fight him? I'm like, shit, can I say no to that? No, I gotta say yes. So that's how I grew up. So fight is a fight.
You definitely had a couple. You had him in a couple dangerous submission attempts early on in the fight. Are you surprised that he was able to get out of some of those at the beginning before you eventually got him there towards the end?
No, I wasn't surprised because I had it locked in really good, but he knew how to defend it. I mean, obviously he's a black belt. I'm like, I don't really do jiu-jitsu a lot. I'm just me. I have a really good guillotine. I love guillotine. Like when I have that, I'm just like snatch your neck off. But that last round, once I locked that in, I knew he wasn't going nowhere. I knew that. I gave everything I had, but I knew he wasn't going nowhere.
Congrats on the victory.
Thank you, sir.